So what is the Mary Poppins approach? It's simply a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. It can also be called more scientifically temptation bundling, which means bundling something you know you should do with something you want to do. So let's take the example of walking. I can tell you how wonderful walking is for you. It's completely underrated. It reduces blood pressure, it reduces cholesterol, it reduces inflammation, it increases our body's ability to produce antioxidants. All of those things are significantly important in reducing our risk of heart disease, which is the #1 cause of death in the US. Walking also creates BDNF in our brain. This is brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This particular chemical really amps up the function of our brain, particularly when it comes to memory and cognition. And as a result, walking decreases our risk of dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Walking also decreases cortisol, and cortisol, as you probably know, is our stress hormone. More walking, less stress. We also know from studies that walking helps with symptoms of anxiety and depression and significantly improves mood. You can probably not think of a time when you took a walk and when you came back, especially if it was outdoors, you weren't in a better mood. Walking is also really important to control our blood sugar, prevent glucose spikes. A walk after a meal is wonderful for individuals who have prediabetes, who have diabetes, and even for people who don't have either of those conditions. It just helps to lower glucose spikes, and in general, it's better for our metabolic health. The last thing about the benefit of walking, it enhances creativity and problem solving and focus. Steve Jobs and Charles Dickens, two very famous, very successful people, were avid walkers. Charles Dickens went on long walks when he had writer's block. This really helped him with his creativity and helped overcome that writer's block. And Steve Jobs used walking for walking meetings, to strategize, to problem solve, to brainstorm, also be creative. But this idea of problem solving, where if you're stuck at a desk and a computer and you just cannot figure out what to do about this problem, if you get some space away from the problem, a different environment, different perspective, sometimes is really helpful in terms of just having the light bulb come on. So many reasons to walk. Now let's talk about how the Mary Poppins approach or the temptation bundling might actually help you to do this. So for me, my temptation is I love to listen to Audible. I love books, but I don't usually allow myself to listen to a fiction book. So that's a real luxury for me. So this is the strategy. Get started reading a really interesting fiction book. I like JoJo Myers. Whatever really draws you in, and you just can't wait to get back to that book. But you're not going to be able to see what happens next unless you bundle that temptation with walking. So you're not really wasting time. You're actually doing something really productive for your body and your mind. And really for your profession, because it's helping with your creativity too. If you're not a fan of books or Audible, you don't have to do that. Think of another temptation. Maybe you have a podcast you like. Just try to be very strategic about coming up with something that's really tempting to you and use that to bundle with walking or some other physical activity, some other healthy behavior that you're really struggling to get started on. It might just be that is the hack that ends up launching you into success with that particular health behavior.